guaranteed themselves an advancement to the LAN finals. Should RoX.KiS lose, we will end up with a three-way tie for the final 3 slots. That means Alliance, RoX.KiS, and Cloud9 would all be tied for 3rd and 4th, at which point, since all teams are 1-1 in their head-to-head matchups with each other, we would go to three-way tiebreak playoff matches, tiebreak matches, basically. If Empire win, then things are good for Alliance. But should RoX.KiS win, it's only a 2-team tie between Alliance and Cloud9 for that 4th place slot, in which case, well, unfortunately for the Alliance fans out there, Cloud9 goes in, and Alliance doesn't get a chance at the LAN finals. So basically, if you're an Alliance fan, you should be rooting for Empire. Else, root for RoX.KiS. But with that being said, I'm LDO Beyond the Summit. I'm joined here for basically the final match of Starladder Season 9 by Merlini. Ben, how you doing?
How's it going? It's about 2-1 favorites for Empire. I'd say, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think RoX.KiS has been performing really strong lately, and Empire has been not at their best like they were a couple of weeks ago. So it might be slightly closer than that.
Yeah, if it was like a few weeks ago, I would have said Empire definitely, like, I'd put all my rares on them, but RoX.KiS has been doing really well lately, so.
Yeah, I think traditionally Empire does pretty well versus RoX.KiS, though. They seem to know RoX.KiS pretty well.
Yeah, RoX.KiS, they're known for going for some unconventional heroes. They love their heal strats. We see a lot of Tree from them, Abaddon. They've already first picked the Dazzle, and Empire say, great, that means Lycan and Centaur for us. So they get themselves the beefcakes and a lot of damage output in these first 2 picks.
It's pretty rare, issuing the Lycan first pick for a Dazzle. Dazzle, he was like super popular a few weeks ago. Now he's just like a top tier support, not a first pick support. But RoX.KiS, they definitely like their Dazzle, and they might even go for like a relatively earlyish 5-man. I think they do it far more than any of the other European teams that I've watched.
Apparently people are telling me they can't hear me anymore. Hopefully that is resolved. I did adjust my volume back up, and I think I changed it because you were saying there was echo, and now people might not be able to hear me. But it should be fixed now, guys, so I do apologize. We can't use the upstairs studio, the one we normally use, because the computer just shat the bed in the middle of the first game today. So anyway, hopefully that'll sort itself out in the future. But if there are persistent audio issues, do let us know. Should be fixed in 2 minutes. For anyone who missed the intro, basically, if you're an Alliance fan, you should be rooting for Empire, because if Empire wins, then RoX.KiS, Alliance, and Cloud9 are all tied, and there's 2 slots remaining, so they have a 3-way playoff to see who gets in, because all the teams are 1-1 head-to-head. If you're not an Alliance fan, or you are a RoX.KiS fan, then you should be rooting for RoX.KiS, or if you're a Cloud9 fan, you root for RoX.KiS here, because if RoX.KiS wins, then Alliance is flat out of the tournament. Cloud9 wins the tiebreaker with them because they beat them 1-0 in the head-to-head. So Cloud9 gets in, RoX.KiS gets in, and Alliance goes home. So those are the stakes for the match. This is our final match of the day. We've got like one more match that got postponed, but it's just Fnatic versus Next KZ. Not a match that has playoff implications. And Ben, now that you've heard my spiel like 5 times, well, draft is continuing. Vistage is the choice here from RoX.KiS. Empire go for the Luna, and Luna ban, and yeah, pretty standard bans. Luna's been trending down a bit, but when you see the Chen pick, it's, I think, a smart carry ban.
Yeah, RoX.KiS really likes it. They crush Navi with.
Oh, by the way, Ben,
fairly...
if you haven't already turned on your Dota TV audio, make sure
okay.
you do.
It's on now. Okay.
Yeah, sorry for the tech issues,
galore.
guys. We're not on a regular setup, and yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Ben.
Okay. Yeah. So this is pretty much the lineup that they used to beat Navi with, and it was a pretty big stomp, as I recall. It was Chen plus Luna, and then a couple other pushers. I think it was like Dazzle and Abaddon too. So Team Empire pretty scared of that early 5-man. They do have the Lycan, but they need to make sure RoX.KiS isn't able to 5-man. Take down all their T1s really early, and their anti-push is really weak right now. Too bad we don't have our hexagons. I'm missing those things.
Now, I'm waiting for my mods to confirm if the audio is fixed. It should be caught up fairly soon.
Yeah, it should be good in a second.
Okay.
Mine definitely says enable open mic, and I see my green bar, so it'll catch up.
Okay, because the chat's doing that thing where once there's like a tech issue, they just keep on like, oh, it's broken, no, it's fixed, when it's not, and then you don't actually know. Like, you guys are making your own stream experience worse, you realize. Well, there's actually a tech issue. But they go for Leshrac. So Empire, We'll still go for a strong pushing support here. Interesting that they pass on the Shadow Shaman, because he's been like the go-to pushing support hero.
I would agree that Shadow Shaman would be a much stronger pick than Leshrac. Leshrac is slightly better for earlier pushes, but in the overall scheme of things, Hex is much stronger than. It's just really strong on the support. The Blink Hex Initiate is really strong on BKBs. It's more reliable because it doesn't take as long to cast a Split Earth. He doesn't need to be like in melee range almost to do a ton of damage with the Edict and Pulse Nova, and wards persist after death. And I guess Diabolic Edict does too, but Leshrac is just, I would say he's really like poor as a support, like 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10 if I had to rate him in terms of support at the moment.
Yeah, he's just such food if he doesn't have a good laning stage is the problem. Like sure Shadow Shaman is, but he gives you so much reliable lockdown compared to Leshrac, who is that really hard to hit stun, needs to be running next to people to do damage, which is not where you want to be against most teams in the mid game. So yeah, I'm with you. I think he's just a very hit or miss hero. But if they go for like a Shadow Demon here, Bane got banned. I mean, they obviously have something in mind, whether it's a Shadow Demon, maybe an Enchantress, and just look to apply a ton of pressure off of the back of that.
Yeah, I think they just go safe lane try and put a ton of pressure on the tower. Clinks is he's like an okay offlaner in a one-on-one situation, but in a one-on-three, he's not very good, and he needs his levels. If Team Empire can get another decent hero, like you said, Enchantress or something like that, they can easily take a T1 and T2 if RoX.KiS leave that top lane uncontested. But at the same time, RoX.KiS can potentially do an offensive try, although I don't think Clinks will be the best candidate for that. They could do like Clink safe lane solo. I guess Chen offensive jungle is pretty tough, so that's probably not a good option for RoX.KiS.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Offlane Clinks? We have seen some teams once in a while go solo mid Clinks.
They can do safe lane, tri lane Clinks.
Yeah.
It's not the best thing in the world because Clinks is pretty level dependent, but he does need his Orchid and it doesn't usually roam until then, so he can usually get like level 7 in Orchid even in a tri lane. So they can pick another offlaner. I think like Timber would be pretty good. They do have 2 strength heroes, and he should be able to get his levels on top unless they have a pretty good setup. Like you said, Shadow Demon would be the ideal one for Leshrac. Bane already banned out, as you said. And aside from that, if they don't have anything else, he shouldn't be able to get zoned out. Maybe like a Venomancer, Leshrac can zone him out, though.
I'm just looking at this for RoX.KiS. Like, they have basically 0 counter push against the Lycan and Leshrac.
Yeah, but they have strong push, though. You can just
true.
counter push with stronger push.
That's true. Oh, speaking of stronger push, Death Prophet. So RoX.KiS, they got something cheeky up their sleeve. They don't have their offlaner yet, so Empire will ban out one, I imagine, here. Be it the Timbersaw you mentioned, Clockwork. I don't know if they could go Timbersaw, though. They have Poison Stain as their only stun, plus whatever Chen gets, I guess. But
yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a lot of fights, though. I mean, if you want to fight into RoX.KiS, you're going to have to fight into Chen Creeps, Dazzle Heal, Dazzle Wave, Death Prophet Ultimate too. Those are things that you don't really want to run into. And yeah, they don't have that much lockdown, but they can potentially have a couple of Chen Creeps for lockdown, Trolls and Centaurs and whatnot. Eventually, maybe a Hex on a Death Prophet. And they just have a ton of damage, like a Strafe Clinks and Death Prophet with Exorcism. That is just so much damage. Even a hero like Lycan and Centaur, the haste is going to be useful, but they can still die if they overcommit or even just stay in the fight for too long.
Yeah, just trying to sort out the audio levels. Yep, Rubik's the last choice for Empire. So they get a decent setup for Leshrac. You could just lift them and then instantly stun the ground where he's going to drop them. It's not a bad combo. It does scale a bit better into late game than a Shadow Demon. And Shadow Demon doesn't... He's not going to do much against Clinks or Death Prophet later on. So I think Rubik's probably a better pick here.
Yeah, Rubik's...
There's not that many good spells to steal is my one concern. Grave.
Exorcism if you can get it, but yeah. that's about it.
Good luck staying alive even if you do steal it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, against the Clinks of the Death Prophet. We'll see. Yeah, it's a good spell to steal in theory, though. Death Pact, maybe? I've never seen a Rubik get Death Pact, actually.
It is not very useful.
Yeah, it seems nice on paper, but I guess just to be a little tankier. Well, with that being said, the draft concludes with a Nyx Assassin pick, and it is time now for our final match of Starladder Europe, guys. Well, we've got one more, but this is the last one that matters. Empire on the dire side. If they win this match, then that means that Alliance has a shot. If they lose this match, there's no Alliance. RoX.KiS punch their ticket to the playoffs, and they also bring Cloud9 along with them. So the Cloud9 fans out there, the RoX.KiS fans out there, you root for RoX.KiS. If you're an Alliance fan, you root for Empire. Well, or if you're an Empire fan, I suppose. Although they're already in the playoffs either way. So with that being said, RoX.KiS on the Radiant side and Empire on the Dire. We've got Yol headed to the offlane as the Dazzle. Sedoy, your offlane Nyx as well. Solo going to be playing the Death Prophet. The Chen for Goblek. And that does leave 6-3-3 as the safe lane clicks. I said Yol to the offlane, but probably just warding, and we'll go back bottom. And then on the Dire side, we've got Mag, who's been a really stable presence here for Empire. Doesn't start Stout Shield, though. It's boots first for him. Vank score on your Rubik. We'll have Resolution Solomon on the puck. He's been pulled. Early Null Talisman. Silent will be the safe lane Lycan. And that leaves Always Wanna Fly as the support Leshrac. So what do you think of the lanes and the way the game's shaping up so far, Ben?
I think that both teams have pretty predictable lanes. Pretty much nothing is out of the ordinary. I don't think any team expects anything to be out of the ordinary. The only thing that would be like slightly risky would be Chen offensive jungle, but I don't think that would work really well here. So I'm not sure if Nyx can stay alive here. If they time the stun properly, he shouldn't be able to carapace it.
Yeah, if you like stun while he's being lifted before he gets dropped back down.
Yeah, it's not that long of a lift duration, though, so we'll see. Yol being a little bit cheeky with his haster, and he does have a...
They don't have sentries, actually. Did they save for gold for them? No, they didn't save any gold.
I think so, yeah. I'm not really sure why. I guess they didn't expect him to be able to place a ward this early, but with the haste rune, yeah, that's pretty nice. It's a pretty good ward placement, too. Ward spot, even though there's like one tree, and I guess that was by Yol himself. So it looks like they will actually do 2-1-2. That is pretty unusual.
Yeah, it's a... Well, they're still going to go in here on Sedoy. He does take Carapace at level 1. Still eats a stun, though, and... Man, look at that howl damage. That's half his health, and that's with the Carapace.
That's without Yol skilling anything, though. He's not in that much danger. I don't think he got the stun off before the Carapace, though, which is a little unfortunate. But, yeah.
Like you said, the level 1 lift does not last long. It's, what, 1.5 seconds? So just not a very long duration.
Yeah, it's not your ideal setup because you don't have any uptime with Leshrac during the actual lift. Like a Shadow Demon setup or a Bane, you're not going to be able to attack them while they're disabled anyways, but with lift you can. So they definitely banned out the better partners with Leshrac, which is pretty questionable. Like they could have easily picked Shadow Demon if they plan into a Leshrac pick, and if they ban Leshrac, you can just go for Lina or something like that. She's not as good as pushing, but no one really bans out Leshrac or Lina. So I question their decision to go with like a second rate support. So it looks like Goblek will actually rotate up here.
Yeah, the other thing to keep in mind is by going aggressive, they've just given 6-3-3 the easiest lane of his life. Because Centaur went boots first. He thought he was up against a tri-lane, and he's not. So Clicks, safe lane Clicks against the boost first, off lane Centaur. Already a virtually impossible matchup, and now even harder. Mag's almost out of regen. This is just going to be an ultra free farm Clinks, and I don't know, can Empire actually deal with that? With their Lycan also being slowed down quite a bit early on. And their supports being slowed down too.
Yeah, they did finally de-ward that Observer Ward, though, so they should be able to use the pull, but Chen's not getting any levels, though, so he is sacrificing a decent amount. He's only level 2 minutes in, and the big camp is a Wildkin. Looks like they may be looking for Initiate sometime here. But this lane, what they're doing is just protecting Nyx Assassin to get levels, though. At the same time, Lycan's getting pretty good farm. So is that really worth it? I don't know. It's a little questionable.
Yeah, it looks good. I think it'll be better once the Centaur's fully driven out of the lane, or maybe he'll just ferry himself a salve and stick around for now, but well, I'm curious to see what 6-3-3 will go for. He picks up the early boost. Oh, top lane, hold that thought. Silent's been caught out by an Impale. Now the Poison Touch comes in. The Ursa Clap was even used, but Silent just a bit too tanky.
I don't even think they connected with the Ursa Clap.
Okay, yeah, that probably makes sense, because that does a decent amount of damage, but he didn't.
If they had a heal instead of Grave, I think they would have gotten the first split right there. But you can understand why he got the Grave, because Nyx was fairly close to dying early.
Yeah. In the mid lane, Resolution's picked up his bottle. He's nicely done by Solo. He'll bait out the phase shift here, and now he'll throw out yet another nuke. Very annoying to lane against Death Prophet, especially as the Witchcraft gets leveled up, because her spell is just like so spammable. Quite cheap compared to other nukes, and
Initiation on top.
it's hard to lane against. Oh, they missed the stun again. Always want to fly. Now being driven off the lane. Goblak going for the dive. Oh, if that Impale connected, would have been our first blood, but just slightly off the mark.
Yeah, it's still not an easy combo with Rubik and Lesh. You have to have like perfect coordination, and generally the Rubik has to show where he's going to lift with his telekinesis really early on, or you just have to say beforehand, I'm not going to lift him, just stun right on top. But generally you want to bring him a little bit closer for more uptime, but yeah, we can see that they're not terribly well versed in that duo.
Well, it's who runs this combo. Like, this is quite unusual. So
I've seen Vici run it, I think, a couple of times, but that was a while back.
yeah, well, it used to be teams were running this a lot, but just as of late, it hasn't been that common.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, just Leshrac in general. Like, we've seen a few Leshrac games here or there, but I'm still interested. I still go back to the draft, and I'm like, well, I could have just picked Shadow Shaman, which seemed like a... You know, and then they could have gone for, like, a stronger laning partner for him. You still get the push, and you still have this fairly strong laning presence, but well, we'll see how it works out. The Leshrac so far, though, I feel like if you go Leshrac, it's to just do something in the laning stage generally, and he has not done anything so far.
Yeah, it's a little underwhelming. I think it would have been much better if RoX.KiS had just left this lane with one hero, or maybe they suspected they might pick a weaker off lane. But with Nyx up there and a couple other people, they can't put pressure at all on the tower, which Leshrac is pretty useless for. He does have lightning, which did get buffed in the most recent patch, but it's what, 4-second cooldown. It has a pretty long cast time. It doesn't do the most damage for a normal nuke, and it doesn't have the longest range. It's slightly weak, I'd say. I still think that spell needs a slight buff.
I mean, the thing is, the way fights go nowadays, like, they're over very quickly, right? So, especially as a support Leshrac, are you really going to get to spam lightning that much?
No.
Yeah, like, you'll get maybe one extra cast off, but I feel like that's rarely going to change the course of a fight compared to, you know, Serpent Lords. But bottom lane, could well be our first blood. They've got Dust and 633. He's not ready for this. He has a Death Pact. Not even going to get to use it. First blood goes the way of Empire. A crucial kill, as this was a total free farm clicks. 30 and 23. Great early rotation for Resolution.
Yeah, that was completely necessary, and I'm surprised that he didn't have Death Pact up, considering he's pretty far into level 6, but at the same time, some Clink save it to be a little more efficient by rotating into the jungle. But if you're a Radiant safe lane, you don't really have great access to the big camp, so usually you'll just see them cast it on a melee creep in the lane.
Oh, Sadoy lifted up, drop back down, but there's a Dazzle backing him up. Should be okay for now, unless they try and go for a secondary stun. There's more lightning ready. Not going to go for it. He actually had Death Pact. He just didn't use it. I guess he figured like he was going down regardless, but yeah, it was off cooldown, so I don't know. Or at least I thought it was.
He had mana. Yeah, it was off cooldown.
Well, either way, they'll back off of the tri-lane here, so they're going to give the Lycan a little breathing room. The Clinks is still farming well, and the Death Prophet is farming well, but I don't know. That kill on the Clinks does slow him down quite a bit. His Orchid timing was going to be like around, I don't know, 11, 12 minutes at that rate, but that's a pretty important death there.
Yeah. We'll see Mag messing a little bit with Goblak. Goblak is only level 4 too, so he's relatively under-leveled as a Chen at this point in the game, but not if you're going aggressive. Team fight-wise, I think RoX.KiS is much stronger, especially once Clinks gets the Orchid, because he can kind of just prevent Puck from getting an initiation, because by the time Puck gets his Blink and Clinks gets his Orchid, Puck will only have like level 1 or level 2 phase shift, so you can't do the Blink Orb phase combo usually. You will just get silenced out of your phase and you'll just die. So aside from that, I mean, that's like a very specific time frame that we're looking at. Oh, Sadoy gets a Carapace on Always Want to Fly, but doesn't connect with the Impale.
Yeah, Impale's off the mark. But, I mean, it's an important one. And that's also assuming Clinks doesn't just find the Puck. Oh, top lane, Yo gets off the Grave. Looks to turn around here. They do have an Impale. Can they at least get the turnaround kill? Oh, the Rubik charging into the last auto attack too late. He makes it back to the well. He will live. Now Sadoy. Oh, hope he finds. So they force out a Centaur ult there as well. And that's going to give them a little breathing room elsewhere on the map. That Grave.
That Grave. It was... Vanscore was so close. I think he had maybe like a third of a second window. I have no idea. I think he had like a third of a second window to kill him in between the Grave and the TP, but I think he tried to connect with the Stampede in that time frame and didn't manage to hit it.
Yeah, would have had to like connect on the would have had to time the auto attack just right. And Couldn't
Or
quite-
Stampede damage. I think
That's
Stampede
true.
damage would have killed him too. But it was like really close.
Not meant to be.
Well, so far we haven't seen either team do much pushing. There's a Death Prophet, a Clinks, a Lycan, and a Leshrac, but no points in Edict and just passive farming for both teams. I mean, you said you give RoX.KiS the team fight edge. They're not quite there yet. The Chen isn't level 6, he doesn't have a mech, but he's actually got decent gold, and the Clinks is getting his farm up. Oblivion Staff #1. At the same time, the Vlads comes online. Silent has his opportunity to go Roche here, and not the level 4 Wolves, though.
Goblik on bottom, waiting for Mag to poke his head out.
Can he actually... Can you...
Radiant's
This is going to be a very
middle tower is
difficult
under
Roche
attack.
without the level 4 Wolves. Oh, Mag gets caught up by a trap here. He will manage to stun. Double edges the follow-up, but it only
Dire's
secures his own
top tower
demise as he
is under
runs into the
attack.
tree. There's nowhere to go. Well, he just basically made that kill extra easy for them.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Lycan
is
will
under
come bottom. The
attack.
Wolves are here. Goblet blocking himself with his own Centaur. Oh, these Wolves, they hurt. They bite. They nip. But they don't get the kill. Still, though, Silent, he's wrapping around. Summons more Wolves. Cuts off the path of retreat. This is just very annoying for Goblet. No, he's going to get caught out. Goblet, no! Whoa, one more round of bites, and down he goes. Pops the head of God, and now the Wolf comes in. Silent fully committed for this kill. The Centaur gets the stomp up on 2. Great play from Goblet, keeping himself alive. Now the Juke's into the trees, but he's cornered. The Centaur blocks him in again on the other side. That was a bit clowny.
Yeah, Clown indeed. He will get his level 7 off that. So both teams, they're not really like that pressure to push because both of them have like decent late game, Lycan on the Dire, Clinks on the Radiant, and there are still a lot of key items. Sadoi gets a haste rune. He might go on resolution here.
Oh, no phase shift in the nick of time, and now resolution. He has an orb and a phase shift still available. Centaur gets popped. He will retreat out, and that's just the bottle. Doesn't have the blink
He's easy.
dagger. There's dust here on 633. The Wolves are slowing him down, but they're not going to be able to get in range, and that Clinks is too fast. Even with the dust, he still outruns the Centaur.
I think they had the Wolves on him.
Yeah, they were like sort of
But-
blocking it with the Wolves, but they didn't quite get enough of a block.
I think the Stampede didn't actually.
Oh, it
catch up.
didn't hit him. Okay.
Yeah. But nice play from Resolution. He didn't manage to phase shift the Impale, but he didn't cast Orb into the Carapace, which is what some pucks would do. So narrowly avoided death there. But yeah, both teams, they're not under pressure to push. They still have a lot of big items that they need to wait for. Chen, Mech, Clinks, Orchid, Death Prophet, whatever her first big item may be, probably looks like a Yules. And then on the Dire side, they need Blink on Puck, they need Blink on Centaur, and they also need Necros on Lycan. So both teams, they're like strong in increments, like 15 minutes. Both of them are going to be pretty strong, Orchid versus Blink, and then later on, Necro 30 versus whatever big item may come out on RoX.KiS. So they're both content to wait.
There will be a smoke here from Silent right as the enemy Centaur scouts the pit. If he moves it away for the pit here, if he decides he wants to go farm, then that would be an opening for Silent. But Silent thus far has been thwarted in any efforts to go Roche. Sadoi's hit level 7 top lane. They'll try and make it go on him. The lift is there. The stun follow-up does connect, but I don't think they have the burst. Even so, just Carapaces will walk away. And this Lycan play is just very curious. He's like so desperate to get the Roche, but the end result is he's not farming. 50
He wanted to
CS.
get a kill on solo.
They'll go on to Yol here, but he's got Grave, he's got his ultimate, and a heal available as well. And the Grave perfectly timed right as the orb comes through. It won't get the kill. Meanwhile, the puck goes down on the backside of Solo. Pays with his own life. Now Lycan picks up a DD. But this Lycan is falling behind, Ben. He's at 3,500 net worth.
Yeah, he's been running around a lot, just trying to mess with the Chen on the bottom lane. He's had to use his mana on a lot of wolf casts instead of just being able to farm the jungle by his lonesome. And RoX.KiS has been doing a very good job of preventing him from being that effective, though. First, the Dazzle here to scout out the gank, the Centaur into the Roshan, too, so he doesn't have his way.
Between him not having that good of a time and the puck dying here, Resolution's Blink is not particularly fast, and I feel like until Empire either gets a Roche or has the Blink, they just can't be aggressive. Centaur, no Blink. Although he's the closest out of anyone, but I think this is favoring RoX.KiS. The Clink's not dying, he's free farming, Orchid almost complete, your Death Prophet. Getting close to Yules, at which point the puck initiation isn't very strong. You can just Yules the Centaur when he blinks in and run away, and yeah, then I worry about their ability even to kill solo, let alone the Clinks.
Yeah, and they're their supports aren't as relevant either. Like Leshrac is Leshrac. Rubik is useful, but he said there's not too many good spells to steal. Whereas I think Nyx and Dazzle are much stronger supports. Dazzle can almost always save someone in a team fight, and Nyx can look for very opportune ganks. Empire, they have to pretty much rotate as two to even get anything accomplished.
There's a value point up in Edict and Always Want to Fly. He'll use it to try and start muscling down this tier 1 top. While that's happening, 3 heroes for RoX.KiS. Grouping up near the bottom lane, but this will be actually the first tower of the game. Would not expect it to have said that at 14 minutes with a Lycan, Death Prophet, Leshrac, and Clinks all in one game. But
Solo and mid.
Indeed, that is the case. Mid lane, Solo caught up by the coil. There's a Fade Bolt available. Solo might go down. Yol again with the Timely Graves. Now the Sandbag. They just can't kill him. It's like you got to draft Axe to deal with some of these CIS teams.
Or just RoX.KiS with their always mass heal.
They have well, RoX.KiS loves the mass heal, but like everyone loves this Dazzle pick. Vankscore plays a lot of it.
Yol just at the right place at the right time yet again. Really nice support play from him.
That's at least like 3 or 4 incredibly clutch saves, and we're not even to the 15-minute mark yet. Oh, Resolution gonna get stunned here. And Clinks, does he have his Orchid yet? Oh, he does. I don't think they've seen it either.
I don't think so either, but
they are prepared anyway because of the Nyx pick.
They're very prepared.
Is he gonna be spotted here? I think he was. I don't know if they were looking at the map though. But he's gonna move up the ramp. 6-3-3, hunting for his first kill of the game. Looks like the Lycan is his objective. Unfortunately, he won't find Silent just yet.
His death back's about to wear off. He has to wait for another one.
Oh, he might get the courier on its way back though.
There's a Midas on the Lycan? What?
15-minute Midas from the Lycan. This is not even fast.
That is
very late.
Tower is under attack.
What? I'm trying to think of why he would get it. I guess he might be scared of out carrying the Clinks later, but I don't think Midas is... Oh, man.
Oh my god, just look at him melt. Now Always Want to Fly starts taking the damage, and that's the tower down mid. RoX.KiS will take the tier 1 here.
That's without Ghosts and without using pretty much anything. They don't need mech.
They can go tier 2 or Roche right now, I think.
Yeah, I think they go Roche so they don't have to worry about Lycan later, because that's just a constant threat that you have to worry about. And if you take it down yourself now, I don't actually think Empire can contest this either, because Lycan has a Midas. That's almost... He would have a Necrobook right now if he spent his money on something useful. I think
do they even have the late game though? Like that's the thing is I feel like Death Prophet Clinks is gonna outcarry what Empire bring to bear. Empire does have a bit of like a better lockdown lineup, I guess, but
right. It's
not so convinced.
I mean, considering the farm right now, oh boy.
Oh boy, big fight breaks out, and Yol once again graving himself, just stalling and frustrating Empire during this fight. Mag will be the first one down. Yol mech'd up, kept alive by Goblin. Now the turnaround and Always Want to Fly. Oh, it looks like they missed uphill on an arrow shot there. The puck pops a haster, and he's just gonna retreat towards bottom, but mid lane, it's all about Always Want to Fly. Clip by an impale, brought down by 6-3-3. They feed away 2 kills. The Lycan just can't do a thing, and now I think they still have the Death Prophet. Maybe they still go Roche.
Death Prophet's not even there, though.
That's true. Maybe she takes the tower top.
Yeah, well, they do have the blink on the puck, and they do have the blink on the centaur, but still unable to win a fight right there. The sustain is just way too strong. The mech, the dazzle heal, and the hand of God, and they can like pick and choose when to blow their cooldowns too. It's not like, oh my gosh, everybody panic, everyone use everything that you have to save one person. They can just kind of take a slow because Yol is really good about casting Grave at an appropriate time. It looks like they will actually back off, and I think that's a free Roshan for
that
Empire
is a free
now.
Roche. Is it worth it? They'd use the Death Prophet on top, but
that's not worth it. They need to secure this Roche. I don't think they can contest it anymore.
Did Solo have like his TP cooldown? I mean, I noticed he doesn't have one in his inventory. So did he use one to get to top?
I think he might have TP'd to try and prevent Silent from pushing in that tower, but I think that's worth it. T2 tower gold for a Roshan because...
And this is the most useless tower in Dota. This tower right here. Well, aside from the tier 1, I guess, but...
Yeah, I would say the tier 1's more useful than the tier 2, so I would probably agree that that's probably the least useful tower on the Radiant side.
Yeah, I guess it gives you a little more control, like access into their jungle even, so yeah. Maybe it is the most useless tower in Dota.
T4 is useless.
Yeah, what do they do really? You still have a throne.
Yeah, come on.
It's fine, man.
Come on, man. Wow, an early gem on Leshrac, so... Generally, when your supports are really weak defensively, like if a Clink's Orchism, they need to get a Ghost Scepter or Force Staff or Yule's. Generally, it's a Ghost Scepter, unless they focus other people, like Resolution. But That's pretty questionable. Looks like always on the fly gets hit by the lightning again. That spell is just so darn weak.
And the thing is, Sadoy has ages to Carapace it too, because he sees it start bouncing through, he just pops the Carapace, and it's a guaranteed free initiation. It's almost like the Leshrac can't actually defend the tower without just risking his own life.
He can stand really far back, but I mean, just Carapace, he's already at half life, pretty much with the follow-up damage, and this tower is just going to fall too. Well, at the same time, Empire did get that free. Oh, you see a Yule's initiate.
Are they really going to go in on that? The Silence is there on the puck. Meanwhile, though, the Lycan trading... Oh, right. Silent does have Aegis online. He'll look to take this tier 2 bottom, and I don't know if Sadoy alone can stop him. Silent might throw his Aegis for this tower. Looks like he will. Gets the tower. He'll just accept his fate here, I imagine, and then come back with the Aegis. Look to live.
I don't know if he's
the
going to have
backups here,
time to
they've
live,
got
though.
the Orchid. Oh, Silent, this could be costly. Does he get off the ultimate time? Yes, he does, and now the Yule Scepter holding him in position. They can look to impale him immediately. The follow-up damage is there. Holy shnikes, is it ever? Oh my goodness, that was a big overextension. I thought he might be okay, but yeah, then they just arrived very quickly and was not okay at all.
Well, he saw them coming, so I think he could have just cut his losses, just use his ult and run to the left and then TP out, because he sees the direction that they're approaching from, and they can't. Nyx's stuns were on cooldown, so yeah, that was a little bit of an overextension. I think he thought that he could get out. But at the same time, he does have a Midas, so they kind of need to delay the game until the Midas kicks in, until he gets his Necro 3. I think once he gets Necro 3, they can take a 5-on-5 engagement, which is going to be very unfortunate for them because he won't have the Aegis for that pretty crucial engagement anymore. But as of right now, RoX.KiS is just much, much stronger than Empire. They spent the gold on Arcane Boots, Urns, like a lot of small items, which means no mech up for quite some time. Centaur will be the candidate for the mech. And their team fight is, I mean, it was stronger before the mech, and now with the mech advantage going to RoX.KiS, it's definitely in favor.
Is Necro 3 even a good choice against Clinks? I mean, he could just death pack one of them. And...
you have to get it. There's no better substitute for split pushing.
That's true. In the team fights, though, I feel like he might not actually do that much.
Yeah, I mean,
the main hero still hits pretty hard.
Clinks is more likely than not going to have it. Oh, Godblight gets caught out.
Yeah, easy pickoff. So you think it's still worthwhile. Oh, Sadoy will go in. He catches 2 with the Impale. Is there the follow-up? Yes, there is. Instantly they melt. These supports are just way too squishy. They just died of 2 nukes. That was just an Impale, a few right-clicks, and a Death Prophet wave.
Yeah, they even had a Sentry Ward down there, too. But Nyx does have a Blink Dagger.
Did they lose their gem there as well? Oh, no, Resolution has carried it now. Okay. Well, crisis averted for Empire, but this is still looking quite good for RoX.KiS, I would say. Up 3k gold. Up 5k experience, the Aegis currently not available. Like you said, Silent, his team will hit a timing window, but I feel like they're going to be 3v5 this game, Ben. Sure, they'll have to mech, but Leshrac is pretty much food. Rubik's pretty much food. Even with these tank items they've gone for, it's just not enough. Like, did steal Exorcism, though.
Questionable. Yeah, even if he still Exorcism, though, it'd still probably be a pretty close fight.
Thing is, that's also a guaranteed Carapace stun, pretty much, to get in range and kill him as well, so we'll see if it works out.
Yeah, Sadoy has been playing really nicely on this Nyx's house and not dying at all to the tri-lane and having very nice initiates. He does steal
2 Exorcisms, crossing in the night, the Click Sounds comes out, but they will not connect, and now I think they need to back. They need to just stun him and burst him down. Now the coil comes onto 3. Oh, this could be bad for Team RoX.KiS. In comes the Centaur. Huge initiation. 3 heroes explode, and the stolen Exorcism is just destroying them. They lose 4. They're going to lose solo as well. Oh, the 322 moments. They are strong right now. Wow. Empire, 5-man wipe. You know, I said, I don't know if this Exorcism is going to do much. Rubik's pretty squishy. Boy, did it do a lot or what? They tanked like the full ultimate there.
Yeah, they almost got the Nyx stun on him though, and then they could have bursted him down because he only has 800 HP. He has no field. He has Bracer Magic Stick, and after that he has a Ghost Scepter. He has all the tools that he needs to survive. So that was really huge. Solo, you have to watch that Exorcism steal because Rubik can't just blink in and steal it. He has to just.
He walked up, stole it.
He walked up and stole it.
And it wasn't even right after the spell was
Crypt
cast.
Swarm.
Yeah, that was costly. I mean, you could just cast it farther back, like waste a second or 2, Crypt Swarm, and then go. Sadoy will find always want to fly though. He gets the Carapace down, but taking a ton of damage, gets Grave. They'll bring him down. Now Resolution with an Invisor and hunting for a potential follow-up opportunity here. But this could be the opening. Sadoy dropping low, Yol in a pretty awkward position. Or is he? No, Empire gonna play it safe. They will back. Well, Lycan is coming online, though. He's up to
Radiant's
11k net
top
worth.
tower is
The
under
Midas seemed a little bit questionable, but the way the rest of the team has played around it has really made it work. Bankscore making huge plays, and now Goblet getting caught. RoX.KiS just crumbling under the pressure. If they keep this up, we're headed to tiebreak matches, and Alliance fans are probably not breathing a sigh of relief just yet, but feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Maybe RoX.KiS are Alliance fans. Nah.
Nah.
That was just really nice play from Resolution, though. He had that really nice Dream Coil on 3, which led into the Centaur Stomp on 3, and then a huge double edge and the Exorcism. So that was just really nice play from Empire that one fight, and kind of sloppy play from Solo. And now the tides have turned. Empire, they finally get the gold lead for once, and
Uh-oh, Silent caught out on the backside. The Death Prophet ult has been deployed. They try and focus him down, but a Centaur ult will get him out to safety. And now the fight may turn. Bankscore still with the stolen Exorcism from the previous fight. And standing strong for the time being. Doing good damage. Resolution driven back to try to bring down those Shreks. The Clinks will do so. Now the Yules should be able to blink out if he times it just right. No, he phase shifts. Now the in comes Mag. Stomp connects on 2, dropping them quickly. The Clinks is already down for the count. And the Rubik with the Ghost Scepter just can't be denied. He's doing so much damage. Finally, though, he will be forced back, it looks like. And, well, on that note, it is a 1 for 2. Again, Empire coming out on top. Or was it a 2 for 2? No, we're not done yet anyway. Yo, getting caught out. Stop. Double edge. Brings him down. Oh, now they've lost 3.
they were really close to taking down Resolution and perhaps snagging the gem, but again, the stolen Exorcism proves to be too strong for RoX.KiS.
Don't tell me he stole it again. Okay.
Oh, God.
I was gonna say.
His teammates were all yelling at him. Like, don't give him Exorcism. It's not terribly difficult to stop. You can cast spells.
Yeah, you can just cast it and then, like, out of range and then use a spell and then you're fine. Which, it looks like he's learned his lesson. Tower will go down mid, though. Will they get the deny is the question. Nope, goes to the Dire. Couldn't get the deny off. Oh, this is huge. Now, suddenly liking up to 3.2k net worth. Puck, pretty farmed, can work towards a Hex, and this is where Empire might not have the best late game heroes, but they might just have the late game item advantage.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of these items that are good versus Clinks are also really good versus Death Prophet too. Like the Puck as a Yules is really good versus the Orchid, is really good versus just preventing a lot of that physical damage output, really good versus dispelling the silence from the Death Prophet. The Ghost Scepter on Rubik too, good against Ghosts, good against Clinks. They're just pretty well equipped to deal with the mid-game fights when they were just kind of feedy supports, free kills just about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and RoX.KiS, if you... Oh, mid lane. We could have some trouble here. Resolution's down in the pit. He's gone for the Dagon. It is coming out on the courier, but it looks like they have not seen him go in. But I'm just looking at the mini-map right now, and the vision for Empire with the gem is quite good, and RoX.KiS, it is very weak. They just have the one good aggressive ward, which is about to expire, so... I worry for their map control, and...
The lack of lockdown is coming into play now because they had a really nice initiate on Lycan in that fight, but he was just able to stampede out because all they have is Nyx stun. And I guess Yules and maybe a little bit from Poison Touch, but Poison Touch isn't even leveled up. He did opt for the level 4 Shadow Wave instead, and Empire just have a lot more reliable stuns, even like the Leshrac stun, the Rubik telekinesis, Stampede into Hoof Stomp, and the Blink Coil from Puck. They just have a lot more ways to actually focus down a target, and Goblet just dies very, very easily. 0, 4, and 5 bottom. Looks like he's going for a Scepter after that. Sedoy is getting really good farm, but it's just a Nyx Assassin. He might have his Necro Book 3 at like 35, but it's still just a Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, and at that point, what does the Necro really do?
May die here.
Oh, Ghost Scepter, but... I mean, what are you going to do against the Ghost Scepter? Oh, he doesn't have a tier 2 up. We'll just pop a Stampede to get him out safely.
Yeah, it just wastes a lot of Clink times. He doesn't find any free kills on his supports. Now always want to fly just far enough his Scepter too. He had 900 gold after that last team fight, and now pretty much no one can die to it. Even Centaur has a Ghost Scepter. Lycan is actually the most likely candidate to die, even though he has the most farm, just because he doesn't have any defensive items and isn't able to shapeshift if he gets Orchided up in time. But at the same time, they do have Stampede.
Yeah, unless he gets impaled, I don't know. Even then, I don't know if they can burst him down.
I think he needs BKB though. BKB is probably the safest choice for him to go at this point, just because like they can lock him down. Like Nyx stun into like a lot of bursts from Clinks and Death Prophet, I think that will be enough to bring him down, unless Empire's really nice about counter initiating.
I think in order to kill him, they need Solo like on top of him when he pops the ult, the way he was the other fight.
Oh, here's a smoke. Here's a wrap around. Yola's nowhere in sight. Clinks is off creeping neutral, so this could be very disastrous for this 3 that we see.
Wolves scouting, and there's no gem up on RoX.KiS. They have no idea what's coming their way, and it's something very wicked indeed. Into the river goes Resolution. Did RoX.KiS actually see him? It looks like they didn't. They're walking right up the hill, and Resolution's here. BKB gets popped by 633, but Mag just goes straight, trying to assassinate Yol, and he'll bring down the Dazzle. Dazzle out of the fight. The Rubik, he's still impale. He connects on Godlike, on another hero, and Empire are just rolling RoX.KiS up, tearing them into one. 3 heroes dead. It's about to be 4. Unless this Nyx can blink out. He can't do so. 4 dead, and the Roche going their way. And I think, can they even come back from this? It feels like just catastrophic damage at this point.
Well, we talked about the Rubik. We're like, what's Rubik going to spell steal? But Vanscore has been just making huge plays. He pretty much single-handedly got them back in the game with that extra system of steal.
It's Vanscore, man. This guy is like probably the strongest up-and-coming support player in Europe right now.
I was like, things are going bad for Empire. These 2 supports are super weak. Rubik is just Rubik. Lycan doesn't have any farm, and he has a Midas. But
now, to be fair, he should not have stolen Exorcism. That should never happen. And that won them the huge game-changing fight bottom. But
still, being able to come back from that is very admirable. And yeah, they cannot contest Roshan. There is no Clinks. Even if he does buy back or happen to TP in a fight, he still needs a Death Pact. Exorcism not up either. There's no way.
Don't do it, Solo. Don't do it, man. Oh, no. Oh, okay. He's not going to go for it. They know, but they can't get there in time.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Thing is, I mean, Solo is really farmed, but it's just not enough. Oh, Sodoi gets caught out. He gets off the Carapace in the nick of time, but the Impale is there once again from Vanscore. The 2-hero Impale. Huge plays. Then the double edge. Stop follow-up. Also connecting on 2. They will lose their Aegis here. 633 doing quite a bit of damage. They bring down Vanscore. All of a sudden, Aegis down as well. Maybe this is the turnaround. Nice juke. Dodging away from that Leshrac stun. But now comes the Wolf. Oh, this could get real dicey real quickly. The stop. They've now cornered 633 into a bad position. He'll go down. This is going to be another hero falling in a matter of seconds. He gets a double kill, but he will fall in the end. It's a team wipe. And RoX.KiS. Oh, I don't know.
The only reason why that fight went okay for RoX.KiS at the start was because Lycan was doing the Ancient Camp. And then he joined the fight, and everyone just got cleaned up.
And now Lycan has a heart.
Yeah. Yeah, he can just go straight tank too. Doesn't even need BKB if he has 3,000 HP.
And RoX.KiS, a team that has a ton of theoretical damage output, can't necessarily keep their heroes alive long enough. Solo did not last long in that fight, and I don't know. I'm feeling like Empire, if they play their cards right, the next push could be RoX.KiS's last chance.
Yeah, they don't have to push though, because Lycan is like super farmed at this point, and he can just split push so much faster than the Clinks at this point, and no one is really vulnerable to the Clinks, so even if they split and farm, they won't die because of it, and usually Clinks will just completely wreak havoc on the whole entire game. Lycan with no BKB, these 2 supports that are especially weak, but now they're just so farmed, it doesn't really matter.
Oh no, they don't want to overextend for this Lycan kill. I don't think that's a good position. And it might turn out to be a bad one. As always, when a fight comes in, he's going to look for the stun from around the corner. Doesn't actually go for it. Godblack now retreating out. Oh, RoX.KiS are...
They need resolution here. They don't have any detection. So it could potentially be a really bad fight. They have to wait until he comes here, or they might get a really clean initiate with Sodoi.
Oh, well, that's not a very clean initiate, is it now? Vanscore has the Impale now stolen, and can look to go in. He'll lift up Sodoi, try and wait out the Spike Carapace, then the stun drop. Solo is doing a lot of damage with the ultimate. Empire do not want to overstay their welcome. He'll walk forward, still trying to find a target to finish off, though. He's done good damage, but he hasn't killed anyone. Suddenly, his whole team's dead. He's got no HP. It's another team like in RoX.KiS. Well, they might just GG out at this point. I think they're done.
I think they're done too.
Solo has great theoretical damage output, but the problem for him is he just can't stay attached to a target. They just run around him, they kite him with the Ghost Scepters, they outlast him, and then they turn the fight, they kill the backlines, and he's left 1v5, and he just dies.
Yeah, that's one problem with these supports, just not enough lockdown. They do have a lot of heal and a lot of sustain, but when you can't actually get any damage out, even though your heroes are all alive, it becomes a huge problem. And now I think this is the game-ending push.
This was RoX.KiS's game. They should have had it. They really should have. At least they should have been in a commanding lead coming into like the 25, 30-minute mark.
I think it all started with the Roshan, though. I think that was the biggest mistake that RoX.KiS made this game, is Solo not actually going to the Roshan, instead using his Ghost on the top lane. That just pretty much set everything in motion for Empire.
And then the follow-up was the stolen ultimate.
Follow-up was a stolen one. So
is it fair to pin all the blame on Solo?
I would say so. I don't really think his teammates made any, like, if they were mistakes, they were small compared to...
The Dazzle played fantastic.
Dazzle played really nicely.
Sadoy played really well in the Nyx. He had the one bad impale in the last fight, but aside from that, he was on the money. And I think 633 was a little underwhelming on his clinks, but Empire also got a super early gem, and they had a Necro 3, so it was just tough for him to make plays.
Ghost Scepters. 3 Ghost Scepters and a Yule's on the puck, so he can't kill anyone. I would say that Solo, the Death Prophet.
Well, now Solo, it goes to tiebreakers. RoX.KiS fans have to be ultra disappointed. For Alliance, it's a breath of fresh air. Empire, with this win, they are #1 going into the LAN finals. That means they're in the group with the Korean team, MVP Phoenix, which for most people should be like a fairly easy group compared to the other one where you've got EG waiting as the 4th team. So Empire, they're guaranteed to go to the LAN finals. Na'Vi will be joining them as the 2nd place team. And now, well, for those last 2 spots, it's RoX.KiS, Alliance, and Cloud9. We go to tiebreakers. I believe they will be played out tomorrow and the next day, but we are done for today. So congratulations to Empire, to RoX.KiS, Alliance, and Cloud9. Well, you guys all have a shot. It comes down to who plays the best. I'm LD Beyond the Summit. I was joined here today by Merlini, and Starladder Season 9 is actually not yet over. We'll have more Dota, I imagine, coming your way tomorrow. More news on that soon. Follow us at Beyond the Summit on Twitter, on Facebook at Beyond the Summit TV for all updates on upcoming Starladder action, or you can follow Merlini at Merlini Dota and myself at LD Dota. But for now, that's going to wrap it up, guys. It's LD and Merlini signing off. We'll see you next time.